changes aimed at self-preservation have crystallized here in Melbourne. Nadal 2.0 is spending much less time on court, using fewer shots and, most of all, is hitting with a faster and more aggressive serve. The last time Nadal made the final in Melbourne, the 2017 Classic in which he was upended by the second coming of Roger Federer, his road to the last match was laborious. It took 18 hours and 56 minutes over 6 matches. This year, the new Nadal has been on court for a mere 12 hours, 11 minutes. To put that in perspective, that's little more than double the time he took in his ultramarathon 2012 Australian Open final, 5 hours, 53 minutes, Agassi Novak Djokovic. It's arguable that Nadal has spent much less time on court, the equivalent of 2 or even 3 matches, because of A, the level of opposition, and B, the outlandish level that he's reached. Certainly, Stefanos Tsitsipas found Nadal 2.0 to be a different dimension of tennis completely. The Greek had a memorable description of one of Rafa's great gifts. Nadal, he said, just has a talent to make you play bad, but Tsitsipas also summed up the difference between the old Nadal and his vintage version, his aggression and his serve. No answers, Stefanos Tsitsipas. Credit. AAPA gain. Go back 2 years and compare the 30-year-old Rafa with this one. At the 2017 Australian Open, Nadal's first serve averaged 179 km per hour. This year, he's increased the velocity to 189. Second serve, less dramatic, but still a significant increase in speed and power, from 152 to 158 km per hour. The heavier serve is the cornerstone of this more efficient Nadal, who hitherto played a much more taxing game, with longer rallies, abrupt changes of direction and a highly physical method, than Federer in particular. Nadal 1.0 averaged 4.41 shots per point here in 2017. Under the coaching of fellow Majorcan Carlos Moya, reinvented Rafa has averaged 3.93. If that doesn't sound like much, consider the effect over 6 or 7 matches. After making Musaka of Tsitsipas on Thursday, Nadal took umbrage at the suggestion that he had not been aggressive in the past. "I am aggressive because I am playing well, no? It's nothing new that I am aggressive." The Spaniard's explanation was that he had always wanted to play with aggression, but that his heavier serve had made it possible for him to finish points more quickly. "That's why I'm able to create more winners on the first ball." The numbers also show he's serving with greater precision, closer to the lines. Without descending into obsessive train-spotting details, Nadal's serve has enabled him to run around and hit forehands with greater frequency, 69% in the 2017 Open, compared with 74% this campaign. In the Tsitsipas slaughter, Nadal won 44 points of fewer than 4 shots, to the Greek's 33. The youngster's only hope was to win these rapid exchanges, yet he was clearly beaten on the quickies and smashed in the longer points that Nadal has always owned. The accusation that Nadal has often carried throughout his career, that he plays a passive clay brand, waiting for errors, trading heavy shots from the back without variety or enterprise, no longer holds. Nadal is defeated by Roger Federer in the 2017 Australian Open final. Credit. Alex Ellinghausen. In many ways, Rafa is replicating what Federer did in 2017, when he changed to a bigger racket, took a more aggressive stance, standing further up the court, and reduced his schedule. Nadal has already cut back on the number of matches. He hadn't played events for nearly 4 months before Melbourne, helped by an ATP rule that gives players some exemptions for missing tournaments when they've been on tour for 12 years. Clearly, Nadal has entered self-preservation mode, in the sense of protecting his oft-fragile body from further battering. He has set records, too, for the number of times he's retired hurt or pulled out during hard-court events. "I believe that when you are older, you lose less the tennis when you are playing less," he said of his reduction in tournaments. "You don't need that many matches to play well, playing less, winning more, no?" If Nadal 2.0 continues and can take the crown on Sunday, his second title here, then the second version might one day lose the decimal point and match Federer on the critical Grand Slam title count. Nadal 20.